Hi, it's James Harrison. I'm here with Thursday Thoughts for today. Today we're going to talk about the strum over my shoulder here. I tried to move the camera over so you can see. This is Gene Krupa. Gene Krupa is pretty much known as probably the first drumming superstar in the world. And he became very popular back in the day and associated with a song called Swing, Swing, Swing. Excuse me, Sing, Sing, Sing. I don't know why I said swing, but Sing, Sing, Sing. And Gene Krupa was obviously a showman, did a lot of stick tricks and had some chops and did some great solos and stuff like that, and had enough good looks about him that he actually got put into movies and stuff like that as well. And kind of put drums on the forefront to where it became a little bit more standard for drummers to take a solo and stuff like that. He wasn't the first, but he was the first one to really capture a wide audience. So as a kid, my dad had an album that I was given that was Gene Krupa versus Buddy Rich live at Jazz at the Philharmonic. And I would listen to that thing over and over again, had all these pops in it and stuff like that. And the thing I really liked about it was the playing that Gene did. Although he did some things, you know, obviously some great licks and everything, it was stuff I could grasp onto. When Buddy would play, it was so fast and so many notes, it was beyond me. But I could hear a little bit more of, not necessarily a melody, but maybe an accent melody of what Gene Krupa was doing. A lot of running sixes, sextuplets with accent patterns in the hands, and of course the heavy tom stuff and whatnot. And he would back in the day they had the calfskin heads, and he would pull way back toward the rim and get this really interesting ringing tone out of the snare drum and stuff like that, while he was popping these light rim shots. And I was just blown away by that kind of thing. There was a movie that came out. I'm not sure what year the movie is. I probably should know this. I actually own it on VHS and I believe DVD now. I had burned my VHS onto a DVD as well. And it's the Gene Krupa story. And Sal Mineo played him. And actually in the other room where I've done a lot of my snare drum videos, on the wall behind me, there's a movie poster from that, a framed picture from that movie. Gene Krupa was definitely an influence and stuff early on. Even though I didn't really know that much about him, as an adult, I obviously read some of the books that came out about him and a lot of the reprinted articles and stuff like that. And of course, once YouTube came forward, lots of clips were posted of Gene that I was able to view him. A lot of the stuff is definitely in his later years, but he was still obviously an entertainer and stuff. But if you go back and really catch some of the early stuff, he did some really cool things, a lot of cool twirls and a lot of, even with his band, which was pretty big, he had them doing riffs, and of course Gene put a spotlight on the floor so it put this huge shadow behind him, and you know, he was rock and roll before there was rock and roll. And so anyway, that's again one of my influences early on. So he's on my wall, and I would be lying to you if I said I listen to him a lot these days. I don't. Every now and then I'll watch the old movie, or I'll watch some YouTube clips, or some clips from him from some movies and stuff like that. But as a youngster, he was definitely a big influence. And every now and then, you know, I try to just jam around, messing around with an idea like Sing, 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 and trying to just develop more from it, make it a little bit more modern and whatnot. So, you know, as a kid, even though I gravitated toward the rock music just naturally, because that's what I heard on the radio and that's what I grew up with, there were still some of the big band stuff that I listened to, and through Chuck Simon's my first teacher. If he's still in the picture, he's right there. Gene Krupa was definitely an influence. So today it's all about Gene Krupa, and you should look him up and check out some of the stuff he did way ahead of his time. So I know that's short and sweet, but Gene Krupa started it all.